This essay is called Subpar. My job is boring, brainless, and unfulfilling, but it pays some of my bills and doesn't require any actual work. It also provides plenty of free time to write profound pieces like this. I'm a classroom babysitter, technically called a substitute teacher. Ironically, my hatred of children made me a magnet for jobs involving them as soon as I graduated college. As I write this, I'm sitting with a 60-student high school band class practicing for some performance they're going to do on a cruise ship. Never in my life did I think I'd be this close to a tuba. My head is pounding with every drum beat, but I shall continue. My first substituting job was at the high school I graduated from. I swore I would never move back to my hometown, let alone be working at the institution where I first embraced anarchy. That first day I was a little nervous, I suppose, but lucky for me, it was a severely disabled class. I was not in this class when I attended the school as a teenager, contrary to popular belief, so I had no idea what to expect. I wore a nice pinstripe blouse, black slacks, and even grown-up shoes. I never found subplans that day, but as half the class rolled in, literally, and the rest bounced or frolicked, I realized any lesson plans were probably unnecessary and the day was going to be full of improv. Good thing I went to Second City. I learned quickly that the children that were able to speak in any way were definitely not paying any attention to me. Besides, of course, one of the boys who was petting my hair and insisting I was so pretty. I suppose I should have stopped him, but let's be honest here, I was flattered, and this was the most action I'd gotten in weeks. There was also the girl who insisted her name was China and was constantly doing her version of karate the entire day, sound effects and all. The day wasn't so bad, and even I enjoyed dancing around with the students to every single Disney soundtrack. And I only had 8 students and 6 teachers' aides. Very quickly in this futile career, I began arriving 2 minutes before class started, wearing basically the same outfit every day, since I'm on different campuses. My bag is always filled with books, notebooks, and games to keep myself occupied. High school quickly became my favorite grade to teach, simply because it's the most bearable. High school kids are pretty much self-sufficient, and since I was constantly kicked out of classes in high school, I know how the mind of my enemy, the class clown, works. I bend them. I simply use my wit as ammunition, and immediately the whole class accepts that I'm funnier than the class clown, and we form an alliance. Then the obnoxious student will decide if you can't beat him, join him, and we're all on the same team, and we all wait to be set free from the chains of the classroom. At the high schools, they often initially think I am one of them, a teenager, as I have a youthful ragamuffin look and come in the classroom with a sweatshirt and jeans on. They realize that I'm actually in charge and that I'm also relatively laid back, when I premise my primary task of taking roll with, just be quiet for 1 minute so I can hear everyone, because if I don't hear you, you'll be marked absent, okay? After this, you can do whatever you want. Then I either assign the work the teacher left or simply push play on the DVD player. Regardless, I'm off to have my well-needed me time at my temporary desk, which I obviously rummage through for treasure before anything else. If there's no treasure, I at least find some breakfast. Elementary school kids, on the other hand, require constant supervision, which seriously cuts way into my leisure time. Really little ones remind me of aliens. They all get up from their desks at once, crowding me, whining, and sucking out my brains. It's terrifying. The worst thing that ever happens in high school classes are paper airplanes or punching contests, both of which I completely ignore. Last year, the school district made a rule that sub-teachers cannot leave campus at all during the shift. Right. Now I find myself sneaking off campus daily like I had to 10 years ago. Middle school and high school teachers have a prep period, so when this is attached to milk break or lunch, I get around an hour and a half to do whatever. I typically like to work out or run errands, so I feel like I'm getting paid to do these mundane yet required life tasks. Although sometimes I just go home and watch old 90210 episodes or sleep. I typically don't interact with any other staff, and I avoid the faculty lounge at all costs, but some days I have to co-teach with one of the class's actual teachers or another sub. I hate this because I feel guilty that I don't feel guilty about browsing the internet on my phone all day. Even worse is when they want to chat. They ask where I got or am getting my credentials, which I assume means particular college units that qualify one to be a real teacher. The only job worse than being a sub. Teachers actually have to remember names, make lesson plans, go to faculty meetings, grade papers, repeat the same shit 5 times a day. If they have a terribly annoying student, they can't send him or her to the office all day, welcome to my move, every single day of the year. They actually have to deal with the little bastard for 9 months. Sounds just as terrible as being pregnant. The perks of my job are that I create my own schedule and can get or cancel a job just hours before it begins. I'm not going to lie, I've been known to cancel a job at 6 a.m. after a night of intense drinking. You get or cancel a job by going online or calling the hotline and pushing a few buttons. I must admit, it makes taking time off easy. However, I miss calling in sick to supervisors. Calling in, sniffling, and fake coughing, or maybe just describing a terrible case of explosive diarrhea while in reality I'm driving to the beach or Vegas. The constant change of scenery at all the different classrooms and schools is nice since I get bored easily. I also enjoy standing in front of a room of strangers and using fake names and becoming a character. I like to scrawl the most undistinguishable or ridiculous name I can come up with on the board, subsequent to Miss, Mrs., or Ms. Occasionally I'll write Mr. just to see who's paying attention. Mrs. Buttersworth, can I go to the bathroom? I don't know, can you? I'll reply, not even glancing up from my book. As a sub, not much is expected of me, usually nothing. Most days, my most challenging task is taking roll. Kids have some freakish names these days, and attempting to pronounce them can be very challenging. Okay, you guys, tell me how you would pronounce this. Xoastial. Anyone? Shisha.
Shovel? Shovel.
Her name is pronounced social. Like this is a social gathering. First of all, that doesn't say social. And secondly, that's the stupidest fucking name I've ever heard. Sorry if any of you are named social. I must say, I'm incredibly proud of my ability to be off of a school campus before a single student. Students gather their belongings casually, and I want to yell at them to hurry the fuck up. Move! But I stay silent, boiling beneath the surface, a smile plastered on my face. Students pour out of the classroom, and I impatiently await my turn to exit the doorway, holding my arms by my side so I don't impulsively swat someone. I dodge around slow walkers in aggravation. I wish I could fly above the crowds, or even better, shove everyone out of my way. Finally, to my car, I throw my bag into the passenger seat and jump in. I reverse, hardly looking, semi-hoping I run over a kid, but I don't. I just gas it off the campus, blasting the radio, which happens to be playing Alice Cooper's School's Out for Summer, but it's not summer. Not even close. And if it were summer, I'd be screwed because I'd have no job. My charming and elegant writing isn't quite paying the bills yet. Thank you.